It's been absolutely electrifying. And to be here in Palm Beach, just down the road from Mar-a-Lago, and to be celebrating with so many supporters, and to have watched the speech that President Trump just made. I am so proud of my country. I really, this is an amazing man who has been through so much, and he is so resilient, and he really deserves this. He really captures the spirit, the zeitgeist of the country. What he's achieved is stupendous. He's overperformed in urban areas with non-traditional, particularly for Republicans, audiences. He's really changed the trajectory of the Republican Party by earning the support of so many non-traditional and diverse audiences. He is really the president that this country needs now, embracing as he does people of all colors, faiths, religions, creeds, income levels, even because before, during his tenure as 45th president, he brought the incomes, the earnings of all Americans up. And so it's unfortunate that there are those who feel such hatred for this president, but he really brings us all up. My word, I mean, this is a true mandate. I haven't seen final figures. I know that obviously the Republicans have won the White House, and they've flipped the Senate from Democrat control. And President Trump hinted in his speech just now that also the House of Representatives. I haven't seen figures confirming that, but if that's true, that is a game changer. Well, clearly, and the exit polls bear this out, the issues on the minds of most Americans were the leading issues of his campaign, which were the economic issues and the issues of immigration. And by the way, this totally shatters the approach of those on the left wing and the Democrats. And his victory and this mandate by the American people shows that being American and living the American dream is more uniting than the individual stereotype classifications that the Dems and those on the left would like to, the boxes that they would like to put people in. President Trump has definitely led with, one of his first priorities would be to ending the global conflicts that started after his watch, because he's famous for saying, and he's right, that there were no global conflicts on his watch. And so as far as Ukraine and Israel, I believe that particularly with respect to Israel, if we look at his first administration before Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's administration, Trump had accomplished something remarkable in really moving all the chess pieces to orchestrate a peace in the Middle East through economic cooperation. And I'm talking about the Abraham Accords. And, no, all of the nations of the Middle East were not on board. Iran, who doesn't want to see that kind of harmony. They would rather sow discord. And Donald Trump, he hardly ever gets credit for that amazing accomplishment that every US president in my lifetime has certainly strive to solving the conflicts in the Middle East. And Donald Trump really went far to do that. So I'm confident that he will be able to smooth out the tensions in the Middle East and really make progress on that front. As far as Ukraine and Russia, he's certainly pledged in short order to end that conflict. I don't know, I haven't seen his plan for doing so, but he has certainly led the charge with that, and he's a man of his word. So I'll be interested to see how it plays out. I think that President Trump really has an excellent understanding of media and how to use media. And I think partnering with Elon Musk, who obviously, is uber important in the media world, was just a coup. And Musk himself expressed some trepidation. I think he put all of his cards on President Trump because, as he said, if Trump hadn't been victorious, he wondered if a Harris administration would shut down Twitter, as among its first acts. I think that is a genius partnership. Musk is so innovative and so entrepreneurial, and he accomplishes miracles. And Trump, in a way, is a miracle president. He's survived assassination attempts and very onerous and punishing legal battles. And the left and the Democrats have marshaled all of their forces of power against him, and he's come out a winner. So that is remarkable. It's a good team. It's a miracle team, Elon Musk and President Trump. And he's got other sort of miracle workers by his side as well. It was certainly of the Dems' own making. I mean, they backed two very poor candidates for president, and one they pushed through, and there's some would still wonder if they pushed them through all means, fair or foul, to get Biden over the line. But however they did, they got him over the line. And they had to know, those around him had to know, from the beginning, that he was failing, ailing, and frail, and not up to the task. And that's some would say that's treasonous to put someone who is so incapable of doing the job. If they forced him in, they got him in, they got him over the line. And then as you just said, they were left with no alternative but Harris. But their big mistake, I believe, was not in holding an open primary. Harris was appointed, and some have even said that she was crowned in a way, in a coronation rather than in a democratic way. And she doesn't have the stuff to be president. So many of us knew this. I believe so many on the Democrat side knew this as well. She is not terribly articulate. She's not a master of policy. She doesn't think that way. She speaks in platitudes that often sound hollow and empty. And she doesn't have, a mastery of a plan, and she relies constantly on talking points. Now, Joe Biden was able to, who shared many of those same characteristics, was able to get through 4 years of the presidency just based upon talking points and not being spontaneous. Or if he ever was spontaneous, then disaster would ensue, as it often did. So that's what happened, and then they put all their cards on her identity aspects, that she was a woman and a woman of color, and because they see the world in an identitarian way. Certainly, there are wonderful women, really, who are very capable and deserving of the role of being president of the United States. Wonderful women of color who are deserving of being president of the United States. But I don't believe that she falls into that category. Certainly, it is a triumph of common sense. How did we lose our way so badly in the West when we've started to believe that men can get pregnant, and they're just preposterous things that we know not to be the truth. And Donald Trump is very courageous and in pushing back against that so many politicians among your Tories and our Republicans don't they lack his courage to push back. And that's something that I really admire. He may not express in his rhetoric many things that much of the world would want to hear. But if you really boil it down to its essence of what he's saying, it really is common sense principles that most of us know to be the truth, and that's why it was a triumph, as you suggested, of common sense over nonsense.